I hope everyone is honestly having a great Sunday. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Man, it's been a long day. But, like I said, hope everyone's having a great day. It's a beautiful Sunday, even though it's been raining where I'm from. But even though, rain's not going to stop me by having a good day. I went out, played some pickup soccer after that, came home. And now I'm doing a podcast. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoy this podcast. Hope everyone, rides along with me as I start this podcast journey. Hope everyone enjoyed my last video, my last podcast I did. Hope everyone enjoyed it. I know it's gonna be rocky, a couple of times throughout while I'm doing my podcast, but that's all right. The more I do, I feel like the better I'll get. That's how I am with everything. Every time I do something, I'll start off rocky. I'm not good at it first, but the more I do it, the more I get comfortable doing it, the more or better I end up being. But with that being said, let's just having a good time today with this podcast. You know what? The last podcast I talked about Tennessee. I think today I might, talk about some Tennessee here and there. There's really not really much to talk about Tennessee besides a couple stuff. I'll hit on that, but the main topics I'm going to talk about is probably the NBA. With the playoffs starting here soon, play-ins start at the May 18th, I think it was, and then after the play-ins happen, playoffs officially start. But overall, let's start with Tennessee because there's really not much to talk about with Tennessee this week because I talked about Tennessee on Wednesday. Besides Mr. Henry To'o going to Bama. Honestly, yes, it stings. It sucks because, he was a fan favorite for us. Everyone loved him. But it's honestly, with Henry To'o going to Bama, it's like trying to find a good, what would be a good comparison with Henry To'o going to Bama. It's like finding out, it's just honestly horrible. There's a lot of comparisons that you can do with that because it's just honestly, Bama's our rivals. Why would he go to Bama? Everyone was predicting him to go Ohio State. I was even predicting him to go to Ohio State, but nah. I forgot to turn off my music. I always do that. See, like I said, guys, you guys are just going to have to, bear with me. The more I do these podcasts, the more the better I will get. But back to Henry To'o. Henry To'o is honestly a traitor. Why would he go to Bama to a rivals when he honestly said he is a Vol for life? A Vol for life means volunteer for life, not volunteer. I'm going to go to your SEC school, your rival, and, basically spit in your face and play against you on October the 23rd. That's basically spitting in the face of the fans, the university, and just, honestly, I don't even care about Henry To'o anymore because he was, good, decent, and everything else. But overall, he could not cover a slant to save his life, even though he did have Niedermeyer to coach him at the linebackers. But overall, he could not cover a slant to save his life. He probably is a third rounder at best as of right now. But him going to Bama, honestly, really backstabbed everybody. You can't call yourself a Vol for life if you're going to your rival school and play for him. Even though Saban did buy him a new spanking new car, he put it on Instagram, but he did delete it. I guess. No, he didn't want anyone to see it. But overall, Henry To'o going to Bama is honestly a slap in the face. I honestly hope D. Beckwith stiff arms the living crap out of him and puts him down on the ground, and he goes to his dad and cries to him because Henry To'o It's just honestly a traitor. I don't like him anymore. I don't think anybody in the fan base likes him, because all I saw on Twitter was basically everyone bashing him for going to Tennessee. But let's get off Henry Toto. A couple of other things to watch for. I expect us to be getting a commitment out of the portal. I don't know when, but I do expect us to get a commitment out of the portal. I'm not going to say which side of the ball, but I do expect us to get a commitment out of the portal. Trying to cover up. Oh, the Tennessee Baseballs. The Baseballs are number 1 in the SEC East. They swept Missouri. I think the closest game was like game 1. Then game 2 and game 3, they absolutely like smacked them. Like it wasn't even a close game. But they have a big, huge match coming up next weekend. They play Arkansas, which is the number 1 in the SEC West. It should be a good series. I do expect it to come down to the last game on Sunday. Because both teams are really good. Just depends on which Tennessee teams baseball players comes out. If it's the ones that's hitting dingers, every pitch that Arkansas throws to us will win it. But if it's only a couple players, it's going to be a close game. It's going to come down to Sunday, but who knows? But hopefully Sunday we beat Arkansas, because that's a huge game for us coming up against Arkansas next weekend. Hopefully, the capacity goes up to 100. Even though I think no matter what, we're going to fill the stadium up to the capacity that whatever the capacity will be at for next weekend against Arkansas. Because honestly, guys, when we play Vandy at home, we went full. We didn't go full capacity, but we got to what the capacity would let us. It was absolutely beautiful. Like, I was watching the videos of us against Vandy on Twitter, and honestly, just like, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't start watching the baseball team until this year. I did keep up with them, but I didn't start watching them until this year. But I was watching the Vandy game a lot because it's Vandy. Vandy has they probably has the best pitching in the nation, with Rucker and everyone else behind Rucker. But just watching them when Russell hit that home run, everyone went crazy. I absolutely got chills right there on that. But like I was saying, hopefully we go 100% capacity. Danny White would let us go full capacity for a big, huge game coming up with Arkansas this weekend. Trying to think of anything else Tennessee-wise. I know I covered we'll be getting a commitment here soon. I'm not going to say which side of the ball, like I said. Covered a trader, Henry Toto, baseballs. Other than that, we did get a commitment out of Ohio, which I was in Ohio yesterday, Columbus, Ohio, for the Columbus Crew game yesterday. It was absolutely beautiful. It's always beautiful to go watch a soccer game because I'm a huge soccer fan. I wish I could, I think for me, I'm going to, start learning and watching it more, and, so I can start talking about it more on my podcast. But it was absolutely beautiful. It was windy. It was cold when the wind blew, but when the wind didn't blow, it was absolutely beautiful. The sun just beamed on me. I was probably almost midfield, 2 rows from the field. But from that, it was just absolutely beautiful. Columbus Crew did win against DC United. I am currently 3-0 when I go to Columbus Crew games. So hopefully next time I go to a Columbus Crew game, we win. I don't know when that is, but I hope I go to another Crew game. It's always a good time when I go to a Crew game. But like I said at the beginning of the podcast, what I'm mostly going to be talking about is the NBA, because the playoffs are starting here soon. The play-ins start on May 18th, and I'm excited to see how the play-ins go, everyone. I want to go to screen because I got the NBA standings as of right now, and we'll go to talk about Oh, we got the playoff picture. Oh boy. I wish I could, zoom that in. Is there a way I can zoom this in? I don't think there is a zoom way I can zoom this in. I can't. Oh, wait. There is no way I can zoom it in. Okay, sad face, but you know what? It's okay. Let's start with the West. As you can tell, Utah is the number one team in the West because, man, I'm not gonna lie, Utah is a good basketball team this year. They're really good, but I'm calling them the Houston Rockets right now. When the Houston Rockets had James Harden on their team, guys, they were a really good regular season team. They were, well, not really good, but they were an excellent regular season team. But when they came to the playoffs, they couldn't make it past a certain round every year, or something always comes up for them to lose in the playoffs. So right now, I'm calling the Houston Rockets the Houston Rockets of this year's playoffs. I think, they're really good in the playoffs right now. Hopefully everyone's going to end up healthy when it comes to the playoffs. But I think they're an excellent regular season team. But I think when it comes to playoffs, I think they'll be doing what Houston does, end up losing probably second round, because I see Memphis in the play-in tournament right here. I see Memphis and San Antonio. I see Memphis winning against the Spurs. I think Morant goes off in this series against San Antonio. I don't think Morant, I think Morant puts on a show against San Antonio. Grizzlies honestly are a decent team. They have their games where they play excellent against really good teams, and there's those times where they just don't show up. But I do think Memphis will end up beating the San Antonio Spurs. Then, as of right now, we got the Los Angeles Lakers and the Golden State Warriors. I've been talking to my friend and my cousin, because my friend David, he's a LeBron fan, and my friend Isaiah, he's my cousin. He's a Bulls fan, but at the same time, he wants to see LeBron do good, and we always talk about it and everything. But I'm not gonna lie, this Lakers team, it honestly depends on if LeBron can play throughout this ankle injury. Yes, I know it's hard to come back from an ankle injury. He says he's not going to be 100% healthy. I think it just depends on if Anthony Davis, like as of right now, I think I saw, hold on, let me go look this up. Hold on, let me go look it up. NBA starting lineup. Let's see here. Where are they at? See, yeah, as you can tell, they have everyone out. Basically, they got Dudley, which really doesn't matter. Dudley is basically a bench player. He's basically a cheerleader, if I could say. They got LeBron out, Kuzma out, and Schroeder out. I mean, for me, Anthony Davis cannot carry a team. He cannot carry the Lakers. You could tell, cause if he could carry the Lakers, he would have won against Portland last game. But for me, for the Lakers winning their first playing game, it's all going to come down to if LeBron can stay healthy, if LeBron can get back into the basketball form, and not, for me, for the Lakers to win, it's all going to have to come down to LeBron. LeBron is what makes that team play so good. If LeBron plays good, the Lakers play good. But if LeBron don't play good, that team just doesn't function right for some reason. I don't know why. They just can't ride on Anthony Davis, because Anthony Davis cannot carry a team. There's a couple of times during this season when he played, or during the last season, that he could not carry a team to save his life. Plus, with them playing Golden State with a hot Stephen Curry, Chef Curry is currently cooking it up against teams that he's playing. If this Golden State team, if Curry gets hot every game, I don't know. I can't remember if it's just a series or one game, but if Curry gets hot against the Lakers, Golden State will end up beating the Lakers, and I think honestly, Golden State will be in the playoffs. I think they'll end up being the 7th seed, which will be playing Phoenix. Then you got Memphis playing Utah. But overall, in the play-in game, the Golden State and the Lakers game, it's all honestly going to come down to if LeBron's going to be healthy for the Lakers and if he can get back into basketball form or shape. I mean, yeah, he's in shape, but can he, average 25 points or we all know that, he's an excellent, great basketball player, but the thing is, can he stay healthy long enough for them to win or go make it further in the playoffs to make it to the finals? Because we all know that the Lakers have the team. I think the Lakers have a better team that they did last year to win a finals. It just all comes down to LeBron being healthy. But if I had to predict, my bet as of right now will be Golden State versus Memphis in the play-in game. So that then Golden State will play Memphis. Like I said, I think Golden State beats Memphis in the next round in the play-in. So that means Golden State will play Phoenix and Memphis will play Utah when it comes to round 1 of the playoffs. Then let's head on over to the East. If you see me looking over, I'm making sure I'm not missing anybody's questions in the chat, because I want to communicate with y'all when it comes to chatting with y'all and when I'm doing my podcast, when I do go live. I didn't ask for any questions on my TikTok or Instagram or anything, because this was just a spare of the last moment. But back to talking about the play-in tournaments. On the East side, we got Washington versus Indiana, Boston versus Charlotte. I think Washington honestly beats Indiana because, Russell Westbrook he's tied Oscar Robertson right now for the most triple-doubles in his career. He has 181 triple-doubles. I think if they do make it and they end up playing Indiana or whoever they do end up, this is right now, what you guys are seeing right now is a playoff picture if the regular season ended today. So I think Russ and Bradley Beal, they get the job done against Pacers, because with Bradley Beal, his last game, they played Indiana actually yesterday, and Beal dropped 50 points. Beal is honestly one of the best scorers in the NBA today. I'm not going to say he's the best, but I'm going to say he's a top 5 scorer in the NBA. That's my opinion. Then everyone's saying that Russell Westbrook is honestly a pat satter when it comes to his triple doubles. But if you watch the videos of Russell Westbrook, like yesterday, I saw a video of him getting a rebound over 3 Pacers. Like, how you call that stat when you got 3 Pacers basically trying to get the rebound? Then they leave one guy open. That's basically a rebound and assist for Russ. So in my book, Russell Westbrook is probably the 1 or 2 best point guard in the league right now, because just the way he plays and just the numbers that he's honestly putting up by rebounds and assists is honestly crazy right now. It's absolutely amazing. It just blows my mind. Like, there's one time I was playing pickup basketball, and I made a bet, of course, but he went off that game. He had I think it was 20 points, 24 rebounds, and 16 assists. I can't remember a point guard or any other. I can't remember a point guard putting up that good enough stats, to be honest. But Russell is honestly, he'll go down as one of the best point guards as of when his career is over with. Just the way he's playing. I don't think if it wasn't for Russell Westbrook, I don't think the Wizards would be in the play-in tournament right now. I don't even think they'll be close. I think they will be somewhere in the bottom of the East. Because Russ makes that team good in what they are right now. I'm not knocking it down on Bill that he couldn't get the job done, but Russell and Bill is a really good 1-2 punch for the Wizards, and I hope they attract more help in the offseason, because my dad, he's a Wizards fan, and he cheers for them, and that's the only way I'm really keeping up with the Wizards is because of my dad. Then we got the next playing game, which is Boston versus Charlotte. Boston was down 26 points against Miami. They did end up losing by I think it was 6 points, if I can remember. But it's hard to win a game when you're down by 26 points. It depends, honestly, which Boston team comes out, or if Jaylen Brown comes back healthy, because they got a few key players that did not play against Miami. But Charlotte, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, Charlotte is probably my second or third best favorite team to watch as of right now, because LaMelo Ball he should win Rookie of the Year. LaMelo Ball should honestly win Rookie of the Year. He's good. He's only a rookie, and he's putting up better numbers than Lonzo. And Lonzo had so much hype. Lonzo had a lot more hype than LaMelo, in my opinion. But with this game right here, this Boston and Charlotte game, I think that's going to be a really good game. It just depends which Boston team comes out, I think. Because you see, there's this one game Boston ends up blowing out to whoever they're playing, to losing by 20-some points, and they can't win against these easy teams that they should be winning. For Charlotte, excuse me, I got hiccups. For Charlotte, I think it depends on how LaMelo or Terry Rozier plays. Terry Rozier went off today, if I can remember. Let's see. I think he did go off. Let's see. They did end up losing by 2 points, but let's see how many points Terry Rozier had 43 points. If Terry Rozier can play, that way, when it comes to playing, I think they have a chance of beating Boston. Because Boston is hit and miss this year. They're 50-50 because you don't know, like I said, you don't know which team's going to come out to play for Boston. You can either have a hot Jason Tatum that will score 30, 35 points, or you'll either have, a Jason Tatum that scores 15 to 20 points, and you got a hot Jaylen Brown. But for some reason, this team just doesn't play well together, I think. Because you got all this talent, and you can't, you think with the talent that Boston has, they wouldn't be in this play-in situation. You'd think they would at least be somewhere in the 6th or 5th range, because you got Kemba Walker, which is a good point guard. You got Jaylen Brown that's developing into being a good shooting guard. Then you got a young, really good small forward in Jason Tatum. Then you traded for Evan Fournier before the second half of the season started. You got all those pieces, and you end up in the play-in tournament. For me, you think with all those pieces and all those players, you would be somewhere in the 5th or 6th range. But no, somehow they are honestly struggling this year. If I was Danny Ainge, I would honestly, trying to move some players around, seeing what you could, maybe I wouldn't trade. I would honestly build around Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, trying to build around those two. But I would honestly see what you can get for. Now, I would honestly trade Jaylen Brown and Kemba Walker and see what you can get for those two. Just build around Jason Tatum, because for some reason I just don't see Boston really making it far into playoffs. They might not even make it into play-in tournaments. So if I had to choose as of right now, I think Charlotte beats Boston, and I think Washington beats Indiana. Then we would have a Charlotte versus Washington game. I think Washington easily beats Charlotte because when Russ plays defense, he plays defense. He doesn't he's locked in when he plays defense. He's it. I just love watching Russell play. I'm honestly, I hope they make the playoffs this year. I hope they make it I hope they keep winning so they can be in the play-ins, and I hope they make it into the playoffs round 1. Okay, I think that's going to do it. For right now, I'm going to take a little break. But I'll be back here in a couple of minutes. I'm going to take a little break for a second because I got to go do something. But as of right now, I'll be right back. LOL, I did the wrong one. But I'll be back. Guys, you know how I was talking about us getting a commitment? Well, guys, I told y'all. Let me pull up the message here real quick. Like I told y'all. I told y'all I wasn't going to say which side of the ball. But we did get a commitment, a defensive line commitment from Dajon Terry. I probably didn't say his first name right, but Dajon Terry. He's a defensive line from Kansas. He was transferring from Kansas to here. This is a really, really good get. He is. I have this friend in my group chat in this. The group chat I just had to go in to get this picture. He is. My friend said that he is a really good get. He is a steal because Ronnie Gardner will develop him into being a really good defensive line. And he says it's probably a really good get. And he loves his tape. He says it's a really good steal. Let's just say that. He said it's a steal. Basically, like, really other good teams were going after him. And somehow we landed him. Thank you. But he says Ronnie Gardner is about to make him one of the best D-lines players that we've had in a while. Well, not in a while, but that Ronnie Gardner will probably, make him to be a really good D-line than he is right now. Because he didn't play, fun fact is, I think he only played I think he played one season in high school. And after that, he got an offer to Kansas. And he did good in Kansas, but, he transferred after everything happened with Les Miles. And he ended up at Tennessee, which my friend Caleb did say it's a really good get. It's still a diamond in the making, if I could say that. But I'm excited to see what all of our transfers do this fall. Well, this summer, this fall, this season. I'm excited to see what Juwan Mitchell does. But back to the NBA playoff picture. Like I said, I did project already Washington to play Charlotte. I think Washington will end up winning against Charlotte. So Washington will be. Let's see, how would that work? Okay, so Washington would play Philadelphia, and Charlotte would play Brooklyn, and Brooklyn will easily win against Charlotte when it comes to the playoffs. And I think the 76ers in Washington, I think that would be a really good series. I think it'll probably go 5 at best, with 76ers winning 5 at best, I think. Then Brooklyn. I think Brooklyn wins it in 5. I think Charlotte gets 1 game, but I think Brooklyn wins it in 5. But overall, that's what the playing picture looks like. We still got a couple more games to go, cause the playing game starts in 2 weeks on the 18th. So that's in 2 weeks. I'm excited to see which teams makes it. For me, I'm a Miami Heat fan, so I want Miami to make it far as they can. As you can tell, they play Milwaukee. I think Miami. It depends. I say this a lot for some reason. It depends which Miami team comes out to play Milwaukee, because I think Miami they have a good chance. I think Miami has a good chance to make it to the playoffs. Well, not playoffs where they're in the playoffs, but I think they have a really good chance of beating the teams that's in the playoffs this year in the East, because in Milwaukee, all you gotta do is basically stop Giannis. If you stop Giannis, you could easily win. Atlanta, John Collins is a decent small forward. You got Trey Young. When he's hot from three, or when he's hot overall, you can't stop him. Atlanta's a good, scrappy young team. Also, they're on the come up. They just need a couple more pieces. I think they'll be better than they are right now. Then you got New York. New York has Julius Randle, which is, I think Julius Randle needs to be in the MVP race, because if it wasn't for Julius Randle, the Knicks wouldn't be in the playoffs. Because for me, he's been putting up some really good numbers this season. He could either be in the MVP race or the most. What the fudge? I just jumped because I swear someone just screamed in my ears or something. I don't know what it was, but you guys just witnessed me just jumped for some reason. I heard someone just go. Blah, blah, blah. But back to what I was saying. Julius Randle could either win Most Improved Player of the Year because his numbers have went up tremendously, or he can win MVP because if it wasn't for Julius Randle, the New York Knicks would not be in the number 4 seed and in the playoffs. Then, of course, 76ers, it depends if Joel Embiid can stay healthy, because that team will honestly ride on Joel Embiid. If Joel Embiid can stay healthy and put up, 30 to 35 points a game, or at least numbers to keep them alive in the playoffs, I think they could. The teams for me in the East that can make it far is Philadelphia, Brooklyn. I think in the East, I think in the finals, Eastern Conference Finals, we'll have a Brooklyn versus Philadelphia show. Show up as of right now. Nothing's official until when the play-in starts. I'll come back to this, and I'll do my projections. And heck, I might even bring in my cousin or David. I might even bring in both. Don't know yet. But for right now, I think we're going to have a Philadelphia versus Brooklyn show off in the Eastern Conference Finals. But I'll make my final projection when it comes to play-in start. Then in the Western Conference Finals, it's hard to tell. I would love to see Phoenix make it far, but that's why I'm not going crazy, because I'm hearing I don't know, something's lagging or something. But I would love to see Phoenix make it far in the playoffs, but it depends if what Lakers or who makes it out. If the Lakers make it out a play-in, I think the Lakers beat Phoenix, because when playoff LeBron, you can't stop playoff LeBron. Playoff LeBron is just a different breed. He's better. If playoff LeBron would honestly show up in the regular season, LeBron would probably have 2 more MVPs on his list of accolades. But if the Lakers do end up playing Phoenix, I think because honestly, the best out of those playing teams over there in the West, the best low team right now is the Lakers if they're healthy. If they're a healthy Laker team, that's the best playing team right there, as you can see, because you can't stop a playing LeBron for me. A playing LeBron is just on another level, like I said. But if they do end up playing Golden State, I think I can see Phoenix. I can see Phoenix making an. I'm trying to look here because it depends on who wins the Portland and Clippers game. I think they make it into round 3. I think Phoenix can make it to round 3 if they don't play Lakers. Because I think, because of course Utah's going to beat Memphis. Then I don't think Denver beats Dallas, so I think Dallas beats. I honestly think, I think Dallas actually makes it to round 3. I think we're going to have I think if I remember correct, I think we're going to have a Phoenix versus Mavericks in round 3, and that's going to be really, really. That's going to be a fun, interesting, because you got. Okay, I don't know why my computer is acting up, but it needs to stop. But that would be because you got Devin Booker, you got a big 3 in Phoenix. When Chris Paul, you got point guard Chris Paul. Then you got DeAndre Ayton, which is he's a decent, good center. Then you got a really good young shooting guard in Devin Booker. That would be an interesting, round 3, to be honest, with Dallas versus Phoenix. But like I said, it just depends on play-ins. When the play-ins start, maybe the day of the play-ins or the day before the play-ins start, I'll do my whole entire projections and talk or give you all my opinion on who's going to win or what's going to happen or stuff. But that's probably about it on the play-in. As you can tell, if you guys can see the play-in picture, playoff picture. Let's look at some scores that's going on. Let's see. I already clicked on that. Let's see. Of course, Minnesota beat Orlando. Shocker. That's not really a shocker. I should have known they were going to blow them out. Dallas beat Cleveland, of course, even though Luka did, freaking nut tap Colin Sexton in the ding 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 longs. Then you got, New Orleans won without Zion and Brandon Ingram. That's pretty good. I'm watching out for those. Where are they at? I'm going to look at something. Where are they at right now? Let's go look at the standings real quick. Let's see. Where are they at? They're one game out of the 10th. Because San Antonio is 32 and 35. 32 and 35. And New Orleans is 31 and 37. Now, I would love to see New Orleans be in the 10th spot over San Antonio. Because I think overall, Pelicans are a better team when Zion and Brandon Ingram is playing. I think if they get that 10th speed, I think they have a good chance of beating Memphis. But like I said, if Zion ends up being healthy when it comes to that game. Wrong one. Back to who else? Then we had New York versus Clippers. New York's a good team, like I said. Clippers, I don't know. I think Kawhi Leonard ends up leaving the Clippers in the offseason. I don't think he stays with the Clippers. I think he goes somewhere else because Tyronn Lue, he's just LeBron basically made him a coach who he was. I don't think he's a good coach. Because if you put him on any other team besides... If you put him on... I'm trying to think of a team. If you put him on a... I can't think of a team. Now, let's just say, if you put him on any other team, I don't think he would be as good as a coach as he is. Because if you look, he was on the Lakers team. He had LeBron, basically, as his best player, and LeBron basically carried him and made him a coach as who he was. Then he's on the Clippers. He has basically Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. He has a really good, I wish my computer would stop that. But you have the Clippers, which is they have a good team. The Clippers can end up getting hot in the playoffs, but Paul George and Kawhi Leonard end up end up making Tyronn Lue a coach as he is right now, as the way LeBron basically made him. I think Kawhi ends up leaving. Kawhi or Paul George end up leaving because I don't think Kawhi went there because of Doc. Plus, he trusted the organization and to bring in Paul George, which I think he liked Kawhi Leonard a little bit better. I mean, Kawhi Leonard liked Doc Rivers a lot more than Tyronn Lue. I think that's one reason. That's why he went to the Clippers. But I do see Paul George or Kawhi Leonard, one of them, going to another team in the offseason. Then we got Chicago versus Detroit. I had Chicago actually winning that game, to be honest. I had Jokic, not Jokic, their Bulls center, getting like 12 rebounds. What's he at? Yeah, he has 11, so he has like, he'll get 12 rebounds basically. What's LaVine at? LaVine has 21. I had LaVine actually getting 25 points when I actually betted on him today. Who else? Phoenix and LA play at 10. Ooh, actually might get off, and actually go watch that here in a second in like 3 minutes or so because they play at 10. I kind of want to watch the Lakers and see how they do. Let's see who's all playing for the Lakers. See, Kuzma's out, Schroeder's out, LeBron's out, Dudley's out. Dudley's basically a cheerleader. If you basically go, he's in trash time playing. But my NBA, I think the coach of the year, I think as of right now, it has to go with good old Tommy in from New York. I think he deserves coach of the year. MVP, I think it goes to Jokic. I think Jokic deserves MVP because he's playing like the Nuggets are winning. The Nuggets are winning without Jamal Murray, and like he's honestly putting the Nuggets on their back right now. Let's see what they're so they're on a 2-game win streak, but they've won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So 18. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. They've won 18 out of the 24 games. They are basically riding on Jokic's back right now. Jokic is putting up tremendous numbers. Like 29, 24, 32, 32, and 30 points. But like his stat lines these last couple, like 5 games, 29, 6, and 7, 24, 13, and 9, 32, 6, and 12, 32, 5, and 9, and 37 and 14. Like, for me, that's an MVP right there. He is honestly carrying the Nuggets right now. I don't think they make it as far because I don't think Jokic can do it all by himself when it comes to playoffs, because I think he's going to have to need Jamal Murray for them. Even though, don't get me wrong, Michael Porter Jr., he could even be in the most improved. I think for the most improved player, I think it's going to. I think Porter deserves it for the Nuggets. Let me see. Where can I find? Where's their game at? Trying to find their game. Where's their game at? Did they not play today? I guess they didn't play today. But Jokic is basically putting the Nuggets on his back, like I said. Like I said, they won 18 out of 24 games without Jamal Murray. Jokic is like, I'm putting everyone in my backpack, and we're winning this, and I'm going to average almost a triple-double almost every game, and he deserves MVP because if it wasn't for Jokic, like I said, they would be, excuse me, I got the hiccups. They would probably lose first round in the playoffs. I think they win round 2. Wait, who did they? Nope, never mind. I think they lose round 1 in the playoffs as of right now because they play Dallas. Because I don't think Jokic, like if Jokic and Chris Porzingis is a healthy Chris Porzingis, I don't think Jokic can beat Luka and Porzingis by himself. But who knows? That can end up being a good series. But back to I was looking for how long is Jamal Murray out? Let's look how long Jamal Murray. Did he play? Oh wait, actually he played? He played on 4. No, never mind. He didn't. Last game he played was on 4/12. Let's see here. Is he out for the season? Oh yeah, never mind. Yeah. Without the Nuggets, without Jamal Murray, the Nuggets probably won't make it far, or won't even make it past the first round. But back to where's Michael Porter Jr. Because he's my most improved player as of right now. I can't find him. Why can I not find Michael Porter Jr.? This is honestly ticking me off. Oh, there he is. He's at the bottom. Okay. He is putting up really good numbers for his second season. First season, he was doing until it came to playoffs. And playing bubble, he actually did pretty good. But he's this is most improved numbers. He's averaging almost 20 points a game or more, if that. I think it's all going to come down to if Michael Porter and Jokic can carry the Nuggets. If we're going to see how Michael Porter can actually handle not playoff atmosphere with actual fans. Because of course, it's the bubble. It's basically like the last year's bubble games was basically like an AAU where you got other teams watching you play and you're basically scouting. But for me, this is a whole new different atmosphere when you're playing in the arena and you're traveling back and forth to each other's arena. But I want to see how he honestly does in the playoffs this year in the actual arena. But for me, most improved player is Michael Porter Jr., MVP, Jokic, Coach of the Year, good old Tommy. Six man, I really haven't been keeping up who's been doing good six man wise. For me, I don't know who should be a good six man for me because I haven't been really keeping up. I'm trying to think of let's look. I'm gonna look at all the teams this year and see who should be a good six man. I'm trying to think who has a good six man. I can't remember who. I honestly can't tell y'all who would be a good six man. But like I said, I think this podcast was a little better than last podcast. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys are here with me until the end, until whenever I do stop doing podcasts. It's probably not going to be till a long time because I love doing podcasts and I love talking about sports. But like I said, it's only the beginning from here, and right now, it's a slow climb. The more I do these podcasts, the better I get, and I hope you guys enjoy them, and I hope you guys bear with me. With the more I become comfortable doing these podcasts, and the better I get with all these podcasts I do. But as of right now, I hope you guys end up having a good Sunday and a good Monday. Hopefully, I'll probably go live again on Wednesday. Hopefully, I can have some questions for my viewers from my fans on TikTok or anybody on Instagram so I can give them to you guys. But like I said, hope you guys enjoy this podcast, and thank you for bearing with me as I'm doing these podcasts and starting them new. Like I said, I know it's rocky, but it's only the beginning. But as of right now, I'll see you guys later.